How's it going?
All good.
Good. We were having a chat this morning about you and your teacher, Mr. Ratan Lal, and um, just as long as you have time, we were just curious what that was like for you to be so immersed in that, because we don't get that opportunity, and it's quite amazing to be with someone who has had that opportunity to just emerge with their teacher and still shine all the years later. We want to be more sparkly.
How should I start?
Because how long were you with him for? Like how long?
1998, no, 1999 to 2003.
Oh wow.
Did you go away and then come back at some point as well?
The last time I saw him was in 2003.
When you left Perth.
Yes, when I left to first South Africa and then
Right.
Australia, Perth, yeah, Johannesburg and Perth. And when I came back in 2005, he passed away one day before I arrived.
Okay.
When Baba appeared at home, he said, "You must be sure that you arrive before the 16th of July, 2005." And we arrived before the 16th of July, so 16th of July, and we arrived the 15th.
Oh right.
And then we went to his house in the afternoon. He was already in the hospital. And his wife was with him, and the maid, Lakshmi, told me that he's not doing well, but apparently he pulls through, and most surely he will be back home tomorrow. Then I went in the morning, and he was already gone. He died in the morning of the 16th of July.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Baba said, make sure that you get there the 5th before the 16th of July. I remember we were looking for tickets, and there were no tickets until the 21st. And they put us on a waiting list. And they gave us a call, I think, the 13th of July. They said, 2 seats has been released. You are not on top of the list, but we will give you priority, but you have to come here right now and pay for the tickets. And we just ran to the travel agency and pay for the tickets. And I think we left the 14th,
Oh wow.
yes, and arrived
Right.
the 15th or something like that. Because I remember we arrived in Puttaparthi like around 3 p.m. So we must have arrived in Bangalore
Mm.
like, I don't know, midday or something. Crossing migration, organizing attacks and all that, more or less. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Because it was like around 4 hours from Bangalore to Puttaparthi at that time. Now it's less, but
What was the name of the place? Dupate?
Puttaparthi,
Puttapati.
Puttaparthi. Puttaparthy, I believe, Puttaparthi. Bao used to make a game of words. When you come to Puttaparthi, is to put apart I.
Ah,
Party, put apart I.
I like that.
So, yes. It was like a love and hate relationship. He will be super sweet and he could be also very tough.
Mm.
So he would give us sometimes left hand, sometimes right hand. There was a lot of discipline. There was no messing around.
Mm.
There was no allowance for worshiping him or that any idea that he was superior or something special get into our mind, right?
Mm.
Today, by the way, I don't know why I was remembering, I was coming from, it's a 25 kilometers drive from here, like a kind of friend family house. And I was remembering that he said, we are here to give you guidance, advice. Whatever you do with your life is up to you.
Mm.
So some of us develop a relationship with him, let's say close relationship with him, right? But they were not into a relationship. See, they were not looking for even being friendly with anybody in the ashrams. They will be friendly because they were living monastic lives, or they were helping whoever was, but there was no attachment. There was no, they help you, they will move on. So somehow with some of us, some kind of relationship was built up. After some time, he separated. He picked some of the people from the groups that were attending satsang, and he will say, "Come to my house this time, right? At this time, or come 15 minutes before satsang, 20 minutes before satsang." There was not much private time with him, right? And it was mostly practical and to supervise, see, to check on us. See. And sometimes he will just test, right? He will
Oh,
tease.
he'd like,
Yeah, he will tease you
ah,
through an apparent normal conversation, right? What were you
right.
doing? What were you doing? Did you go for darshan today? No. Why? Right? What were you doing? Wasting your time, chatting, chatting, this and that, right? So, yeah, at the end, the last, how long I spent with him, it was like, the last trip was like around, I don't know, a year or so. At the end of that year, it was like, oof, the relationship become like undescribable. There was no words needed because it was the last smashing. See, whatever was left was gone, right? And somehow the relationship became, it went to a complete different level. And yeah, the communication was not even verbal. We could understand each other just by signs, looks, basically mentally. Right?
That's nice.
I remember once satsang finished, I went to his house after satsang. He was giving satsang at the veranda of his building. He couldn't walk even to the garden. It was just, I don't know, 30 meters from his house, just going out and going around the building, and there was a garden. And I remember that I left the house, he was standing outside, and I walked out the veranda, went out of the building, and took the street, and the street will pass by in front of where he was. And he was standing, and he did like this gesture with the hand. And I just ran back. Okay. because I felt he was calling me. It was like a small gesture with the hand. And I said, yes, sir. I said, no, nothing. I just wanted to know if you know the meaning of this.
Mhm.
So it was that kind of
Connection.
and then after some time after that, I needed to drop the last belief. See? The idea of romantic spiritual relationships. Right? The spiritual half orange and all that stuff. And I was in a very uncomfortable situation. So it was a tough time.
Mm.
Personally, if one can call it that way, see, in my life. But I had to take a very important decision, right? At the end, I didn't have to take the decision. The other party took the decision. So I just surrendered completely. I just said, that's it. There's nothing that I can do. Because if I take the decision, it's going to be a disaster. So everything just fell into place by total surrender, the absolute surrender. That's it.
Do you think that's the only way, is to just
That's the
surrender?
only way. Either you inquiry and surrender are the same. It's just you give up anything that you want, anything that you know has to be given up, right? And the first thing that you know is I am the body. But that idea doesn't go unless the other ideas attached to it are not weak enough. So that was it. There was a moment that, from that day, the relationship became extremely, when I realized what he meant, right? When that last tendency has disappeared completely. But I understood that and everything just gone. But I knew that I couldn't do anything then because it was going to be a disaster. And this is when he said, okay, now you start talking. So he never allowed, at least to me, to talk without making sure that the whole thing was cleared up. In the sense of,
As in teaching, you mean?
yeah, without, I mean, till the point that it was not only me, I was there at that time, right? And that is my story with him, right? Till the point that he said, okay, I stay in the room and you go outside and take over. That doesn't mean that I was a chosen one. It happened that I was there at that time.
Right.
That's when I say, no, I don't want to talk to anyone. And then he asked, why? Say, because, I am Mr. Nobody. You are Mr. Ratan Lal. You are Sri Ratan Lal. I am Mr. Nobody. They don't want to see me. They want to see you, right? Because I really didn't want to talk with this to anyone. And I was not interested in teaching, sharing, nothing. And then he said to me, okay, good, very good. Come, let's go out together. They can see me, no? Because they want to see me. No, they can see me, but you can talk to them. No? You can answer the question.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't escape it. And then we will go together. He will sit at his chair. I will sit beside him, and he will say any questions. Right? Because if there was no question, after 5 minutes, he will say, okay, no point to be together. If you want to be in silence, you don't need me here. And he will stand up and go. Right? Also, it's kind of a part of the culture. See, Baba was alive still, and so he is the guru. See, we are devotees. Even if we are realized, he is the one, right? There was some kind of a And when we're speaking about it, we never consider this knowledge to be ours. Right? It was his. Right? So he said, we were taught, right? Also, it's a kind of a, first we felt it, right? That's what we felt. And second, that inspires the seeker. You know, if I don't show respect from my own guru, how can I expect respect from anyone? No? And it's also a way to teach or to explain that the right approach to this kind of thing called spirituality.
Mhm.
Then I started like that. We will go out together. He will sit. People will ask questions. I will answer. Now and then he will add something or whatever, right? Pass a comment, but this is how it started. And the moment came when I thought, well, I gotta go. I'm going to South Africa. Carry on with my life, you know. I came for something, and I said, Jesus, you're young and stubborn. And it seems that will take you a while to realize by yourself that the best thing that you can do is this. So, by all means, right? I told him that in the morning, I'm leaving. And then I went in the afternoon to see him, to say goodbye. That was the last time I saw him. And I remember he was sitting in the living room on a chair, his wife on another chair. And we couldn't say a word to each other. It was like it's like a romance. It was like the deepest love ever. Right? And I couldn't even say goodbye. We saw each other. We said that this is it, right? And I remember he was not wearing his teeth, right? And then he choked, and I choke, and then he did like this, right? Like a kiss, right? With his teethless mouth. It was the cutest thing in the. And I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to turn around and walk away. So that's the last image that I have of him. Right? And after some time, I just came back to India, and whatever needed to happen happened. Okay. And I started teaching because that was his will. His wife told me, listen, you have to start doing this, right? That was what he wanted. And I said, damn, I can't escape it.
He passed it on to you. So that's what he was preparing you for when he would take you out to teach with him,
Yes.
was to continue his teaching.
After a few months, then another two guys joined me, or we got together more than join me. It sounds like I am the one, but a guy from is half German, half Indian, and a guy from Switzerland, from the Italian border, you know, the Italo-Swiss area.
Yeah.
He then became a monk, I heard, from the San Francis congregation or something. Shanti, well, carry on being a groovy, cool guy, even in Berlin. Berlin, I believe, yeah. So I met him in Berlin a few times and then in India after. There were other people. There was Joe from Colombia. There was Denise from Switzerland. There was Sakamoto from Japan. There was Ana from Argentina. There was Carol from Spain. So he picked these guys and then started giving like more fire.
Mhm.
So we used to go 15, 20 minutes before the talk and spend time with him, and then we go to the talk together. Or sometimes he will call this and that separately to his house, and we have like a one-on-one session, or only 3 of us, and all that. Yeah. And there was always this atmosphere of respect, this mutual respect. So, and he was caring like a father. He was just looking after. Sometimes he would look even after personal things, right? So some of us have some kind of a personal or family care, we will say. His wife also was like he was like the pampering element in the house. We will go to his house, and then he will go to his bedroom, and sometimes he will just spit fire on us.
Mm.
And the wife was waiting. Wait, come, sit. He will give us a biscuit or and a tea or something like, you know. He knew that we were on fire inside, so he will like, yeah. Sometimes he will complain, say, Lali, no, why you talk to these fellows? Why you treat these fellows like that? They didn't come to see you, they came to see Baba, and you treat them like that. Come on. So I know what I'm doing. Know what I'm doing. So yeah. So it's difficult to. I'm doing my best to put it into words. You know?
Hmm. 'Cause it's just, but it's good to hear because it's not a easy or linear journey. It's a bit challenging, and especially when you don't have the constant connection.
You have to drop whatever it is there. You have to drop it. There's no choice.
Mm.
All the tendencies has to go.
But they don't go easily, do they? They kind of come up and they're like, they fight you, and then it gets harder before it gets released?
It depends on how deeply rooted they are, right? Depends upon the quantity and how deeply they are rooted within yourself, right? Because the mind and the tendencies are identical.
Mm.
See, the thinker and the thoughts, right? The believer and the beliefs, the subject and its desire. So this one. So and there's no point of trying to release tendency by tendency, right? So they will go, but not by releasing one by one, but by taking the root of all the tendencies, the root tendency, because the body identity is a tendency, it's a predisposition, right?
Mm.
But in fact, one is born with that tendency, and then it wakes up. It is there in a latent state, and after a certain age, right? The outward, the world, right? The outside, by the family, friends, society itself will call it, will wake it up, and then it will reinforce it, strengthen it, right?
Yes.
You are this person, you are this person, you are this person, you are a man, you are a boy, this is you, right? And then automatically the tendency to identify itself, of the mind to identify with the body, wakes up. And pang. Then you must bring the root to the source. By doing so, then the tendency is dissolves, right? It's by bringing the mind to its source, okay, that the mind takes with it all the tendencies and begins to dissolve in consciousness. And you can have a momentary absence of ego sense. I don't know, a split second, 10 seconds, I don't know, half an hour, 15 minutes, 1 week, who knows? 1 month, right? But it may not be completely dead. still may be there, dormant, still is dormant, as it is in deep sleep. See? Because the ego merges in consciousness in deep sleep, but the ego is not dead. See, it is reborn. It reincarnates again. It dies and is reborn. Dies and is reborn, right? So all this deep sleep and all, even the nirvikalpa samadhi, they don't kill the ego. They just become dormant. It's called laya. It's a mental state called laya. Permanent absence. It's not fully destroyed. And then, because of some tendencies still are there, then they will wake up again, will rise back again and bring the ego. See, tendencies, ego. So you bring the ego to the source and takes away the tendencies with it. But then the tendencies push the ego back, right? So the merging of the mind in the source has to go on until it disappears, means until the belief that oneself, the self, is limited to the body dies. I mean, you will go on referring to yourself as a body for the practical means of life, right? But the identity with the body will not be there. But you refer to yourself as the body, knowing that you are not the body. So physical activity goes on, mental activity goes on, but still you're aware of being consciousness, the source of all of it, substratum of all of it, the witness of all of it, and where all of it eventually will disappear. So you remain self-aware 24/7 in spite of physical condition, mental states, awakening state, dream state, whatever. So he was pointing out when things that we couldn't see will surface.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you're unaware of your own.
Yeah, if you were aware of it, it will not arise. Or if it arises and you become aware of it, it disappears. So he will point it out, right? That he will, oh, smells like you. It was funny. It was like to be in front of an X-ray machine. We always felt that we were exposed, that there is no way that we can hide anything from him. Sometimes he will even, okay, right, enjoy for some time. So he will let you run for a while. And then he will pull the rope back. I remember he saying to someone, they look at him and say, you have to see your face. And I know exactly what to do with you. So it was quite, we felt like we were like raw diamonds. And he was just skillfully, right, removing all the crap that was hiding it, covering it, right? He said so that sometimes he felt like he was like a tailor, like looking at you, making a cut here, stitch, and then a cut here, and a stitch. He was like, so he could burn you with a look or melt your heart with a smile. I mean, it was, see, he will drive you nuts. And you will never figure him out. It was like, it was unpredictable. You never knew with what he will come up. Because he didn't even know what he was going to do or say. It's spontaneous. His wife was also quite wise. His wife was more like bhakti, more devotional. He was more like jnana, more intellectual, right? So we could see, we could have a taste of both and become aware that it is the same, right? The attitude is the same, right?
So his wife was enlightened as well, or
Well, we don't use these terms to refer to them or ourselves, but yeah,
Sure.
yes, you could see that the ego was not there.
Mm.
The personal importance, the personal I was just simply not there. You could feel it. You could sense it somehow. It's intuitively. You know it, and they don't have to say it. They never say it. They never claim.
Sure.
They never claim to be enlightened beings. Never. They would consider that utterly ridiculous.
Mm. Yeah.
But the behavior and some kind of a inner shyness or something there. There's something there that, see, yeah, there it is. In spite of their behavior, personalities, right? Human ways, right? You could see that there is something is there and you could recognize it. And that something was pulling, right? Was pulling us there. Yeah? We felt attracted to it. His wife, I mean, the last time I saw her, it was my last trip to India. He died after 2 or 3 weeks that I saw her. He was already 100 and she was blind and not fully, but a lot, and deaf. But if he could recognize you or knew who you were, his brain was sharp as a knife, right? And you could see that inwardly she was perfect. I remember saying, so look at me. I cannot even I cannot even wash my own hair anymore. I don't know why we still are here, why not to go, she will say, And say, well, what to do? We must have to wait for our time. So you could see that the results, you could see that there, see, that living, awakened attitude, that the complete indifference and a state of unaffected, right, by physical conditions, circumstances, and all that. So his mind was absolutely clear, right? So yeah. It was amazing to see people coming from such a rich background and high social status background, living in such a way. It was amazing to see, right? You couldn't take away his manners, right? And the education and all the knowledge that, I mean, they will show pictures of them with Eisenhower and Churchill and all that.
Oh,
Roosevelt.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were top members of the government. And on top of that, they were business people. So they were rich by business and high positions in the government, right? So you could see that they were basically Maharanis, Maharaj, right? Like princesses. And maybe they didn't have the status, but all the background was close to it.
Right.
Mrs. Ratan Lal said that Mr. Ratan Lal had 100 servants in his house.
And who?
100 servants.
Oh, really?
Yes. When they were living in Lahore, they are Pakistanis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from Lahore. And with the partition, because they were not Muslims, see, when the Indian partition, independence movement and all that. So all the Hindus have to move to India, and the Pakistan and the Muslims went to Pakistan. And because of the political diplomatic relationship, they ended in the government, and business wise they did very well. Apparently the house in Bombay had like 4 stories and elevators and
Wow.
yeah. But they were since childhood influenced with spirituality. They used to bring saints and sages and sadhus, by hundreds to their house and keep them there for months and provide food and shelter, and then we'll have satsang with them and all that stuff. That's a very common thing with the spiritual wealthy people in India, right? So until they met Baba, and that was it. And they will never go to Puttaparthi. See, Baba will tell them when to go. It's not that they will just go there and no. Say, no. You come when I tell you. Next time you come, I tell you when you come next time. So they say in those times there was complete and absolute obedience to him. Whatever he said, that's it. You will not argue. And you won't dare to challenge that or contradict that or anything. He said, come in 3 months, it's 3 months. This festival is this festival. It's not that you, okay, I'm free, and you go there and show up. He will reject you. So I told you to come, say why you come. And he will ignore you. Apparently, the experiences with Baba were quite interesting too. Baba was quite tough also sometimes. He was very strict, and discipline was everything there. Everything. Discipline was everything there. And when they went there was no ashram, nothing. Baba was living in a I think it was like a straw hut by the Chitravati River. They had to sleep on the benches of the river, on the floor, on the sand, right? And they had to walk, I don't know, miles to a well to bring water to cook and shower. I mean, there was a time. I mean, those people, right, having to go through that. What it used to take you 3.5, 4 hours by car, it will take you 3, 4 times in a bullet car. Okay, I mean, these people were brave just to spend time.
Yeah.
And I say, you guys have it so easy now, right? And still you complain.
Yes.
All what we have to do is to come and spend 2 days, 3 days with him. And it was all about self-realization at that time. There was no all these social activities and service and ashram organization, nothing. It was all about self-realization. And then all the few devotees, they collected the money and they built the ashram and all that stuff. And they created the magazine, they brought the printing machines and all that for the publication of books and so on. All that started growing up. And Baba didn't let them live in the ashram until they retired.
Right.
The karma is not finished. When that karma finishes, you come and live with me. Otherwise, don't come. Stay there. Come and go, come and go, come and go. Only when that part of the life was finished, over, then they move permanently there. So Baba didn't like you to just to live there just for the sake of it, even if you have the means to do so. You come here to recharge your batteries. That's all. Charge your batteries and go. When you run out of battery, come back again. And if you will live there, you will do something. It's not like you live there. You will have to do something, some sort of activity, whatever, right? Otherwise, he will say, what's the point, right? Now, if you are retired, whatever, that's different, right? So you have no more. Even though these people were retired, they were doing something there. I was astonished by a princess. Actually, she was an actual princess. That she was serving food in the canteen. I think she had another responsibilities in the canteen, in the Western canteen. But you will see her basically every day in the counter just serving food to people. And you could see that this woman was a high society person, his manners, his ways and his posture. And even when she was dressed in simple sari, you could see that there was something there in that. She was a princess, right? Who gave up everything and just went there and did service forever, right? So we saw so much stuff there, right? The right stuff, the right attitude is basically, see, what a seeker or a devotee actually is, and the way they approach to him and how they will get benefit from that, right? So they were kind of examples, right? Points of reference, right? Also some Westerners, right? We met also Westerners that, wow, lovely people, right? I mean, we saw the owner of Tata Company. You know Tata Company? That produces the satellites and cars and is of the Taj Hotel in India. It's super. This man will have breakfast in one of his hotel every day, and nobody knew. He never said he was the owner. He will go and have breakfast every day, and nobody he will just go like a simple guest and pays his meal and go away. So it's a lovely man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had a chance to meet some of these people. We happened to be in Mr. Ratan Lal's house when they were there. So. And we saw how they treat each other, right? It was, I don't know, it's very hard to see that nowadays. Especially Westerners, they're so, sometimes too casual, it's so light about it. I got used to it. I am from the West and I know their ways, right? They may be still interested, maybe not deeply, at least superficially, but as long as they're interested, so we try to bring them to the right way and the right approach and attitude. So, whew, I can tell you thousands of stories.
Mm.
They were
Very
only,
interesting.
yeah, they were only how many years? From 1999, like 4 years, but it was so intense. There was a lot. Because that is a burning place. See, that is an oven. There's a cooking place. Everything will boil up there. And if it will not boil up there, it will boil up after you go out of that. Because your world is gonna be stirred up. It
Right.
has to, because whatever it is inside, it needed something from outside to wake him up. And all that will begin to happen by itself. I say, oh God.
So that was 4 years full time.
It was full on. And every day, I mean, spirituality was 24/7. I mean, the atmosphere also was overloaded with it.
Yeah, sure.
So normally we will go, I'll do it sometimes. I will go to Naga Sankirtan in the morning, which is Bayan. They sing Bayans walking around the ashram, right? Like everybody wake up. That was the alarm. Even before that, there will be the Suprabhatam, a ritual, which is a song to wake up God. You see, oh my Lord, wake up. The waters are waiting for you. Please be kind and give us your darshan. Basically that. Right? It was a beautiful song, generally sung by a woman. Then queue. It was queue after queue. At 5 o'clock in the morning, you were seated already on a queue waiting for tokens to go inside to see which line you will end, first line, second line, last line, whatever. And you will be there for 1.5 hours seated just waiting. Right? That's discipline, right?
Yes.
Patiently waiting, you have to wait. And then they will distribute the tokens and they will make 21 lines. Right? 21 lines. And that line will go until oof. You have no idea how many. We will be at the gate of the ashram at, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning. Need to have chance to, right, sit in front, right, not to be at the back, because your line can go first. Okay, they can be tokens and then number one, number two, and then that line stand up and go inside. But if you're at the back, you know, there may be 70, 80 people in that line, right?
Wow.
And then you will go and sit there and wait for another half an hour until 7 o'clock. The Baba will come and give darshan, right? And that was discipline also. There was no funny business, right? Everybody somehow behaving themselves, right? And darshan will last, if we were lucky, 25 minutes, half an hour, right? But you have to suck it because there's a chance. And then we knew it. So then we were like absorb as much as we could, right? And 7:30, he will call people to the interview room, right? Or he will go along to the interview room. And he will normally will not come out until 9. There was the bhajan sessions for another 25 minutes. So darshan is over, everybody will go to canteen, breakfast time. eat, and then after you enter, you could, let's say, keep your place inside, right? And then you will go back to your place. Everybody will respect that. And then bhajans from 9 to 9:20, 9:30 perhaps. And then he will go out again and go home. And then satsang at 10 o'clock, right? Until 11. Then 11:30, canteen, lunchtime. And then a little rest, 1 o'clock again. 1:30 at the latest, you're again queue for 3 p.m. darshan, right? Waiting again, right? Then 3 p.m. darshan until 3:25, 3:30, right? And then we wait until 5 for the bhajans. Most of us will stay there meditating, or will just be frozen there helplessly. Just he's gone, but you can't move. So you're just bliss out with no intention or desire to go anywhere, do anything. Just stay there until 5. And bhajans again until 5:30. And then normally you will go and have a shower, dinner time, and by 7 p.m. you are knocked out. I mean, by 8 you are. Normally we wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So that was every single day, right? So you are saturated by that atmosphere. And if your attitude, your approach was adequate, so to speak, then you will benefit big time. And mostly quiet. Talking as less as possible, socializing as less as possible. Nothing. You all focus on your thing, on yourself, right? There was inwardly or outwardly. Inwardly, formless. Outwardly, form, name and form, right? And the mind will play tricks, and you will see, all these will be stir-ups. Fantastic. But if you have the proper advice, so you can take that for your advantage, right? You can use the ego against the ego, right?
Right.
And we always have Mr. Ratan Lal, any questions or curiosity about something, Baba, this, that, and so we had this kind of support. He said to one of our fellow students, right? He was in the interview room with Baba, the door was open, and you could see Mr. Ratan Lal sitting in the veranda, of the mandir, the temple. They say, "You see this old man there?" I said, "Yes, Swami, this is Mr. Ratan Lal." "Yes, I know." I said, "Do whatever he says. It's one of my best instruments." So we were in good hands. We were lucky that we were in good hands, right?
Right.
So it was quite a difference to hear mostly Westerner interpretation of what was Baba, the teachings, spirituality, Vedas, and all that, and to listen it from these people. A complete
Different.
Two different worlds. Yeah, yeah. And he was always straight, simple. He's straight to the point, and simple. It was always simple. It was not complicated anything or decorated. Simple, direct and simple. Sometimes people say, no, Swami didn't saw me today. Say, you came here for him to see you or for you to see him? Right? You see him, that's enough. You look at him, that's enough. Means put your attention there, that's enough, right? Even if he doesn't say anything or do it, just look at, that's it. The focus there. That's all. Keep your attention there. Either there or here, right? Either with name and form or without name and form, right? It was basically that attention, one pointed attention, that's all. No, because these people say, they will tell you, why do you mind all this? You came here for what? To see what people are doing or not doing, or you came here for your own thing? See, it's simple and straight. They will always, they will shake you, see, in a very simple way. I remember once somebody was judging. See, we are running science centers in our country. We do service every Sunday. We do Bayan sessions every day. We are vegetarian. We follow his teachings. So he never gave us an interview. Now he gave an interview as a family that we know. See, they are ordinary people. Okay, they don't come to the centers. They are not vegetarian. They are non-vegetarians. They drink and smoke, and they gave an interview. And Mr. Ratan Lal says, you are making two mistakes. First, you are judging them. And second, see, who are you to tell God what to do or not to do? Right? So if you think he's God, then who are you to tell him what to do or not to do, to whom to talk or not to, right? So it's short and sweet. It was pam, pam, pam. With them was like that, tum, 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 tum. That's it. So that was, to be with them was like that. See, it was, I don't know if it is call it, I don't know how to call it, blessing, good luck, to know. I'm just very grateful that I could find them. Mrs. Ratan Lal was cooking always, the whole day basically cooking. She will have a break in the after afternoon darshan because she already had prepared dinner. She was cooking for Baba. See, 3 meals a day, 3 meals and they call tiffin, snacks, you know. Breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner.
Wow.
So you will go there. She was either cooking or preparing vegetables to cook. Right? But somehow they were also busy doing other things, you know. Somebody asked, remember Anna from Mexico, sweet girl. What did you do here? You said just helping people, right? I said, what for? They say when we help people, see, when we do service, we forget about ourselves. We are not The idea is to forget ourselves, that the ego self is forgotten. See,
Mm.
Mhm.
that you forget who you think you are. Is basically, see, your ego is gone during the action, right? Golden times. That place is a complete different story nowadays.
Right.
I mean, the vibration is all still is there, but it will never be the same. So we were lucky,
Sounds like it.
not to say that we had the privilege or blessed or anything. Just lucky to
Mhm.
be there and to witness all that. If your mind was pure enough, right? Or if you were sincere enough about the subject, oof, I mean, just to be there will just make everything lighter. Even the turmoil, okay, you will lightly go through it. It's difficult to explain, right? That you see all the storms in your head, but almost as it didn't have any weight, right?
Mm.
So it was easy to detach from it. It's there, but right, just by being there, right? I was impressed by the same experience. You are in town, the vibe is a particular one. You just cross the gate of the ashram, and it's like
Hmm.
the same thing happened in Tiruvannamalai, at least when I used to go to Ramana ashram, right? You just you cross the gate, you enter, somehow the whole vibe changes.
Your problems don't seem real anymore.
Sorry?
Your problems don't seem real anymore.
No, they don't bother. Everything loses its absolute importance, right? You have this, you are always somehow in the present, right? It's just about this moment and some kind of I don't know, it's interesting. It's difficult to explain. You must experience it. Difficult to explain. In one hand, you may have something here, right? But on the other hand, your feet move lightly. It's just, and along the way, it drops, right? Or you will you say, just take it. When he will come and say, come take it. I don't know what to do with that. You take it. I don't know. Right? I put this at your feet. Take it away. I don't know what to do.
Mm.
Then you forget about it. Rarely somebody said, take me. See, rarely somebody offer himself. Instead of offering
Yeah.
something, giving up something, rarely somebody will give up themselves, right?
Right.
The coconut that you offer to when they break it, especially in Ganesha study, that's your ego. What's what you're breaking is your ego. This is represents the I, correct? Right.
Right.
Maybe that's why our coconuts haven't fallen yet.
But normally people do it like a spiritual business transaction. See,
Right.
you sacrifice something, but you ask something in return. You offer something for something in return, right?
Mm.
There was a little girl from the West. I think she still is alive. It's an old lady now. And sometimes people go to her house and ask about her experiences with Ramana. She lives in, I think in the mountains, Uti, I believe. Kati or Kitty, I don't remember. There is a very famous picture of Ramana in a pictorial book of Ramana history. Right? It's a Western British girl with a curly hair, so cute. And then normally every donation food or whatever, there was a table by Ramana's hall, but he normally sit and they will put the offerings there. They will just look at them and that's all. So he never blessed like, come here and give it to me, I bless it. He say, I will touch things casually, but not. And then this little girl came and sat on the on the offering table, right? And prostrated. And she said, God, good, very good. This is very rare. This is the first time that somebody offered herself to me,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Offering the ego as a sacrifice.
Mm.
Wow.
God, good, very good. That's very rare. When somebody does that. Okay, guys. I could go on and on and on, but
Of course. Yeah. Thanks, Cesar.
Thank you.
to put 6 years together, 4 years together, 5, I don't know.
Mm.
And thank you for doing what you do because we get to.
You're welcome. And see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.